Yo, 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 it's your boy CM. Gotta guess it was not actually a guess. It's Prince Vince or Vince from from the show. We doing the Wide Right Scoreboard show tonight, doing something a little different today. But Vince, man, high school football is back on Friday.
It's back, baby. It is back.
I see you got the Superman on today.
I got the Superman on. I came ready. I
Hey, ready,
listen.
got
It was
the
Chapel
photos.
Hill Gilmer, so I was like, I'm with it. Like you don't understand. I was at work today riding the Lufkin, and then the spirit just hit me, and I was like, oh no, it's game day, baby. I
It's a,
was like, what am I thinking?
it's a Friday night tinkle.
Yeah. I'm sitting
Yeah,
there working on somebody's computer. I'm in a cold sweat. They like, sir, you all right? I'm like, man, I'm about to snap on something.
yeah, you were right,
Let's
right.
get it popping.
It's game day. It's game day,
It's
and that's
game day.
listen, we had
So
some technical difficulties earlier, so if that link did not pop up, you can still catch us live here on Twitter. And of course, this is NetSN, and this is also hosted by the Lone Star Gridiron page and network. We appreciate you guys for partnering with us.
hmm
We are going in tonight. So, if you guys weren't paying attention to the weekly wrap up show, this is something new. We have a weekly wrap up show each Wednesday. And what we do is we go over our picks of the East Texas teams. And basically, this is a live version of the scoreboard show because the scoreboard show really a lot of scoreboard shows don't come into after the game's over. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get a kickoff a little early. We're gonna give us a give you guys a live scoreboard today at 10 o'clock. And then we're going to
at
talk about
10.
some of the game and kind of what had happened. It's the first week, week one, first week. So
It's week one, baby.
a lot of the jitters are out of the way. Vince, what game you want to start off with first? I'm game for anything right now.
Man, what you want to talk about? Like you want to go ahead and get cracking on this Chapel Hill
Go get
Gilmer, or
cracking. That was a game
you
we
want to
watched.
start a little soft? Some people,
Uh,
some people they like to sip on a little something, easy at first. Some people like to go straight for the yak. What you
we,
what
I,
you want to do?
I'm a Brown guy. I go straight for the Yakko. So we're going straight for the
Okay,
Brown.
okay.
I listen. We were watching the Chapel Hill game. Either way it goes, we were watching this one. Chapel Hill is down 44-27 against Gilmer,
hmm
and it was a tough game. I don't know if you guys watched the weekly wrap up show. You know that we're all Chapel Hill alumni
Yeah,
here, and obviously it was a game that we thought it was going to be a tough game. Gilmer's Gilmer. We knew that in the beginning.
Gilmer is who
Brisbane
they are,
threw what
as
four
advertised.
four picks? Or Brisbane throws four interceptions already in the game,
Yeah,
and
he got 4 interceptions. I think Chapel Hill total had about 6
yeah,
turnovers, I think.
yeah, it
They
was a
have 2
rough
fumbles.
game. Yeah, it was just a couple of fumbles. It was a rough game by far. If you take away the penalty, not the penalty, take away the turnovers, and of course you always gotta say, "Oh, we'll take away turnovers, it will be okay." But if you take away some of the turnovers, and Gilmer had great field position in the
Mhm.
beginning, Chapel Hill it would be a different type of football game, obviously. But Gilmer's running away with the right end. Just scores 50-27, uh,
Well,
51-27 there shortly.
even with the interceptions, the turnovers and stuff like that, there was still there's still opportunities in the game. The game is still going on right now. I
Absolutely.
think there are about 5 minutes left in the fourth or something like that.
Right.
Last I checked, but there are still opportunities in the game to make some things happen. We just fell a little bit short. One of the things we talked about on the NetSN, the wrap up show, is I said you want to make sure that you minimize your mistakes and you capitalize off of theirs. Offensively, they got work. Gilmer has some work to do too. They're a little bit rusty,
Yeah.
so that gave us some opportunities. Um, but defensively, they did come to play. The defense showed up and they were hungry. Uh, they studied the playbook. You know, so,
Yeah.
um, I mean, it is what it is. It's week
It's
one, though, baby. It's week
it's not
one,
hard.
and it's still a great game. And like I think I said this on the show. I said I'd rather meet them week one than to meet them week 7.
Right.
Week one, you can make the certain adjustments without it hurting the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Without it hurting you mentally. Week 7, if you take a loss like that, last year we saw you got the 7 on the cap. I just noticed that.
Right.
Last year we talked about the Lindale game, how we had such a high mentality coming in, and then Lindale just took the legs from up under us, and it took a while to get it back. It took a while to get that momentum, that mojo back. Uncle Mo wasn't picking up the phone like that.
Right.
He was ducking us. So
Right.
that's the reason why I say like week one, you can still make a lot of adjustments. There's still a whole lot of good that comes out of this. Number one, Stewart is Stewart. Let's be honest. You're not gonna stop that kid. That you can only hold him for so long. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
um,
I
he
don't. I
he.
don't. Yeah. I don't want.
Go
I don't
ahead. I'm
want.
sorry.
And that's all right. I don't want to dwell on Chapel Hill. I don't want to get
Oh,
all
I'm
too.
sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm
No, you
going. I'm
good. No,
going.
you good
No,
because
no,
we
no.
got.
Okay, but
No,
there's a
what
lot more games to talk
you're
about. Let's.
saying is not
We can talk
wrong. What
about
you're
that
saying is
later.
not wrong. What you're saying
Yeah,
is
yeah.
definitely not wrong. I know you're
Just
getting
know it
excited.
was a good.
Excited.
It's still a good game, though.
It's
Everybody,
a good
it
game.
was number two versus number three, one of the
Right.
best games this week. So
Right. And I'm gonna get on the other list as well. We got a final. Lufkin over Legacy 31-23. I know we talked about this during the weekly wrap up show as well. I know some of you guys picked some other teams. I'm not gonna name names, but Lufkin got a
mm,
win. Happy
Lufkin
Lufkin
got
came out
one.
with the dub
Okay,
over Tyler Legacy, and Legacy
Lufkin.
didn't put up. It wasn't a bad fight. It was 31-23. And, it was,
Yeah.
it was a pretty decent matchup, pretty decent fight. If anybody out there, if you're watching the show, please tweet us out. Let somebody know about what happened in the game, maybe highlight it somewhat. We
hmm
love to hear from you guys. What's another game? Another game that I was watching, kind of watching the scoreboard a little bit, was the Lindale Kaufman game.
I was about to bring that up. Lindell Kaufman. Game's almost over with. And Lindell is down 7. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's a tough one. I didn't.
yeah, I did not see that.
I wouldn't have thought that would be a game. Kaufman comes out with the win. That's a pump. That's a pump up for those guys. That's a big. That's a
Yeah,
win. That's a big one.
listen. Are you looking at this bulldog fight that I'm looking at? Kilgore versus Carthage. That's not
Well,
really a fight at all.
no, it's not. No, it wasn't. No, it's not a fight. It's. I wasn't going with the Red
It's a
Sea head,
beat
but I
down.
was.
It's a beat down. But
But
you
it's
know,
Carthage, and
it's
we're going back
Carthage,
to
man. It's
back to
Carthage.
those Division two 4A teams in East Texas. Are they better than Division one 4A teams in East Texas? I mean, you got to say that they are.
I don't. You know me when it comes to
Well, state
divisions. I
championships, but
look at the technical aspect of what a division is
it's
and why
12
you have
between Carthage and Gilmore. They've got to be better. They got to be.
that's not entirely true, man. Like you
They
can
not this
still
Carthage
be
got to have 8
okay.
championships.
I know you got more kids in your school.
Okay,
I get it. You got more kids in school. You got more athletes. So you
but
got more
football's a little
potential for
different.
athletes. That's what I want to say. More potential for athletes.
Right.
But it doesn't always necessarily mean that 5A school is going to beat that 4A school down or 6A and 5. Man, nah. If you suit up, you can get it.
Yeah,
Matter of
that's
fact,
true.
there
That's
was
true.
one time in particular I remember. This was years ago. I feel like there was a. I want to say it was Kilgore, man. I want to say it was Kilgore that beat a 5A school back when they were 4A but it was a scrimmage though, if I remember correctly. I want to say it was Lee.
It's not uncommon for a 4A to be a 5A. It's not uncommon. Especially if your football team is really good. It's not uncommon. I can a 3A to beat a 5A, that's something mighty. It's like Appalachian going to Michigan and beating Michigan. I watched that game. Rich Rodriguez
But
got
it could
fired
happen.
too.
But it
It
could
can
happen.
happen. It can happen.
That's what I want you to say. I want you to tell
It can
me you
happen.
believe it could happen.
I definitely believe Carthage can beat some 5A schools.
I know 9 out of 10 times it won't. But
Right.
that one time is what I live for. When you
Right.
see uh Appalachian State beat a Michigan and everybody's freaking out.
Not if you're Michigan. You don't live for that if you're Michigan. Of course not. I'm not
Oh,
living.
oh
I don't,
you don't stand for it if you're Michigan, but if you're Appalachian State, you talk about that for a decade. They probably still talking about that.
I hope they're not. We're moving on from that one. I don't want to talk about
Remember
that
that
one because
time? Remember
I'm
that
a
time
second. I'm a Michigan fan. Besides,
when I was
you know,
12?
it's right. Denard Robinson. Oh my God, I don't want to talk about that one. We got to move on to this one. Tyler
Okay,
High and Marshall. Um, hey,
what you got?
Marshall's 40. Tyler High is 22.
Mm, I did not see that.
Mm.
I did not see that.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that happening either. That's a big one.
Mm-mm.
That's a big one for Marshall. That's
That
a
is
good win for Marshall.
oh,
Both teams are really. Both teams are trying to come out. This is one of those make it break it years. Marshall's got a brand new football coach. They finished 8-3 last year, And this is a
Hmm.
good measuring stick for Tyler, obviously. And but they just didn't come out and play well. I mean, Marshall's. I told you guys before in the weekly wrap up show. Hey, Marshall's not bad. Thought Marshall's gonna be pretty good this year.
Hmm.
I like it, but Tyler High's got to come out. They got to play better than that. I thought that
They
was going to
do.
be a
They do.
game for them. But I mean, they'll take it on chins. I always do the little chin mark. They'll just take it on the chin.
They're picking on
It's
10.
okay. It's week one. All right.
It
Some of these
is.
going it's gonna get a
Some
little.
some people are knocking the dust off. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna be some dust in some of these scores. It's some
Yeah.
dust in some of these scores. Definitely the what Kilgore's up. What Kilgore's down 35-10 against Carthage. Last time I checked
Hmm.
was in the third quarter. 35
Hmm.
to 10. Anybody have an update? Let us know. Let's go back here. What we got? Now the Dangerfield Gladewater game is another game I was interested in too. I was heavy on Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Heavy
You
on
should
Dangerfield.
be.
It's 14-13. Gladewater is coming out and making it a game. And I thought Dangerfield was I thought it was gonna be a
We thought
skunk.
they would. Yeah, we all thought they would have won.
I
Man, I
mean,
tell you, for our pick'ems, man, we might be struggling this week.
I'm glad we're struggling. I'm glad.
Hmm.
I hope those school districts. I hope those fans were like, you know what? We watched the weekly wrap up show, and they said completely. They talk bad about it. I want them to say that because you know what? Those kids are playing hard. I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
And again, it's the Wild Right Scoreboard Show. Once again, this is your boy CM and Prince Vince,
Yeah,
or
we here, baby. We live. We live.
absolutely live. If you guys have any updated scores, anything like that, hit us up. The chat is open. Hit us up on Twitter as well. We'd love to hear from you guys, especially on a Friday night. It's 10 o'clock. And of
Hmm.
course, I always gotta say this: be safe on the way home. You guys are traveling. Always be safe there as well. Let's
Yeah.
see. What score you
Come
got?
chat with us though. You got something you want to say? You feel a certain way about a score tonight? Come kick it with us.
Another game we were off about Malakoff and West Russ. I know we all picked West Russ, but Malakoff is up
Yeah.
21-7 over the Raiders of
I
West
don't
Russ.
understand it. I don't understand it.
Malakoff is really good. We probably got that pick wrong. I can definitely understand that.
Uh,
The disrespect was televised, and I told y'all that. We blatantly disrespected Malakoff for no reason, and something was telling me Malakoff was gonna come out. They're gonna play well. I know Malakoff is
mm,
good at football and basketball and definitely
listen,
baseball.
listen,
And hey,
listen.
they came
Now, West
21
Russ. Now, I could have put the house up on West
Raiders.
Russ. I'm glad I'm not a gambling man.
The Raiders, the Tigers out of the Malakoff Tigers came in and they wrecked shop. They up 21-7 right now in the fourth quarter. Anybody has a
Yeah,
final update, please let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, and obviously you can inbox us as well. What else we got here on another full scoreboard? Wasn't on our little list here, but we do have Troop over White Oak. That's a very big game for them. Tatum 34-27 over Center at the moment. That's a big one.
mm,
That's a big matchup too. That's a very big one. I didn't see that one coming.
no, I don't think nobody did, honestly.
Let's see what we got going on here. See if we can get a better updates. What we got here? Two. Oh, White House got a dub tonight, 47-30 over North Forney.
What?
North Forney game with the
Now,
White
last year they won how many games?
White House. I think
Yeah,
it was what, two, three, four?
was it two? I thought it was one. Maybe it was
It could
two.
have been one. Could have been one.
Okay. Well, they
I don't
up.
follow
They
many
up
White.
right now.
I didn't follow many White House games. Don't add me. You can add me if you want to, but don't. I didn't.
I
Y'all young
still
niggas.
looked at them. I still looked at them a little bit.
Geographically, you had to look at them. Was that what it?
I mean,
Is
I,
that,
I don't live that far away,
right.
so
It was something that you
you
had to
know,
do, right? You
yeah,
had no. I got it. I got it. Let me see what we got here. Some more games, more highlights. Wish you had the highlights here as well. Don't have those at the moment. I did have another game here. I'm looking for the Dangerfield Gladewater game. Guys, if we are live right now, if you have a score update for the Dangerfield and Gladewater game, please hit us up and let us know. I'd love to get a score for that game so we can talk about that as well because I'm interested in that game. Hopefully, Gladewater pulled it off for me because, of course, I picked Gladewater, obviously.
yeah, yeah.
See if we can get an update for that game as
I
well.
didn't pick. I didn't pick Gladewater in that game. I picked Dangerfield.
Another game is just this game. I love this. I love this because we talk. I'm get on you and Brett. You and
Okay.
Brett can meet next
I,
week. Pine Tree
so
is
first,
Pine Tree is up. Pine Tree is up over
this
Van
guy,
28-7. What did I
this
say?
guy,
What did
I
I
hate.
say?
This is
What did
why
I say?
the football gods, I swear, boy, me and the football guys, we go back and forth. That one game is gonna justify you. It's gonna carry you the
I'm
whole
not just
year.
anything. I said this is a
It's gonna
perfect time
carry
for
you the
Pine
whole
Tree to
year.
come out and play. They're playing with house money. You have to watch out for Pine Tree. And here we go, 28-7 over
Come
Van.
on, man.
Just,
God,
just saying,
man.
everything. It is week one. It is week one. That's all I'm saying. It's week one. Anything can happen in week one. And clearly anything can happen in week one as we're watching. Chapel
Mm,
game just went final 51-27. Gilmer over Chapel Hill. Um, like we've been saying, like Vince, you were alluding to earlier, tough game for Chapel Hill. It was a tough loss. But
yeah,
it's a lot of learning. We're only referencing this game because we watched this game live. This game is televised on Texan Live with Brett and Logan. Uh,
yeah.
so we were watching this game live as well. But that game 51-27, I would beg to differ this. If those two teams played again in week 11 or
Mhm.
week 12, we may have a different outcome.
Yeah, you never know.
Or the game wouldn't be as wide.
It wouldn't. I don't think. Here's what I think, and this is why it was hard for me to make that pick because again, I was emotionally tied to Chapel Hill. I am emotionally tied to Chapel Hill, so it's
It
hard for me to
was.
pick
Just like
against
it
them.
was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to make sure I correct that. Um, but at the same time, analysts in me, the analytics that I was looking at here, I just kept thinking in my mind, like, man, we're talking about a school in Gilmer, man. I think they've been to state the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I, it don't matter.
It's
It don't matter if you'd have told me if this was honestly, if you'd have told me this was Kilgore or if you'd have told me this was Carthage and Gilmer, I still would have been looking at Gilmer the way I see them. Like
Gilmer's always give
their
everything.
mindset is there, and so you got to kind of play mistake free football against teams like that. That's when you playing teams like that. You got to play mistake free football, and
They have a
um,
championship pedigree. They
yeah,
took advantage of all.
that's the best way to put it. A championship pedigree. I like that. And so it was hard for me to pick that game, but I'm always go with my heart, my first love, Chapel Hill. I don't know if you can see that jersey, but well, it's over there. You ain't gonna see all of that,
How did you get that
shoot,
jersey?
I was thinking in my head now. If Chapel Hill would have pulled that win off, you'd have saw me slide into grease up and slide into that old Chapel Hill jersey. I'm kind
Well, I
of
mean,
glad they did. In a way, I'm glad I didn't hold myself to that though. I
right.
was kind of nervous because I was thinking, man, if we jump out and win, I'm gonna try to slide in that
It,
jersey tonight.
I like I said, I'd rather take this L and take a
Yeah,
grapes on the chin.
yeah, and it's week one.
It
Again,
is one.
I said this on the other show. Um, since it is week one, you got to remember something, man. You got to have a short term memory. Take what you can from this loss, move on to the next one. Let's go ahead and move on. It ain't nothing we need to hold on to in that game. Ain't no
Absolutely.
man, I wish I had done or none of that. Forget all of that. It's week one. Let's move on to the
Absolutely.
next one.
And you're
You know?
looking at two juggernauts in East Texas in Class 4A,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's a big game for both. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's another game that was looking out here, wasn't on our radar list as well. Frankston
What you
beat
got?
a very good Grapeland Sandy's team, very good, well coached Grapeland Sandy team. They
Mm-hmm.
beat them there, and of course the Malakoff West Russ game did go final 28-7. Malakoff over West
Mm.
Russ. I know we all got that one wrong, but
Yes.
just letting you know about that one. Dangerfield did beat Claywater 14-13. I thought it was going to be a blowout.
What?
I guess it wasn't. So hey,
Well, at least I got the pick. I said Dangerfield was gonna win.
for 14-13,
I don't care.
it's
It
okay.
don't matter. I'm right. That's all that matters.
Okay. We got
No, no, no,
incoming.
no, no.
We got a guest coming in. Let's see who it is.
Who is this?
What's going
Oh,
on, guys?
It's old man Brett.
you got to cover up the crest on your side there. You got to cover.
Oh, I don't know who I was rooting for tonight. They didn't play too. They didn't play too well. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Well, we talked about that
It was
earlier.
They got some
Um,
kinks. It's all right. They got some
It's,
kinks to
it's
work
it
out.
is
It's
it
week
is
one.
okay.
It's
It
week
is
one, so
absolutely okay. It's week
it's good.
one. Instead of week
I
one,
mean,
EK is
Corey,
WE.
your hat says how many
You break it.
turnovers we had tonight. We had
Well,
7 turnovers.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I picked the 7 for that. I got some
I was
hats
off
in.
one. I said it was 6. I thought it was 6. I tried to cut
Well,
them
we
short.
got one right there at the end too. So
Oh, at the end. Okay.
That was a
Yeah.
good
Oh, that's
game.
the one I didn't see. Okay.
y'all
That was a
might have already been on air
Yeah. Yeah.
before I
yes.
before
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I.
So
I was just going to tell you, I've been kind of following the scores. I don't know what games that y'all talked about, but District 9 4A was not good tonight.
no, they weren't. Not at all. This is 948 was not good. I tell you who hasn't been good. I don't know the districts by heart. Pine Tree over Van 28-7. So Pine Tree over Van. Malakoff over West Rush 21-7.
Okay.
I'm feeling like maybe I didn't do too good on my picks this week, Corey.
The Pine Tree
Yeah.
Van game. I hope you feeling real well about that.
Yeah. That
Told
was
you. I told you that was it.
that looked bad on everybody.
Uh,
It
One.
looked bad on everybody. So
The Henderson Liberty ILO game. We haven't. I hadn't got a solid score on that one as of yet. Let
yeah,
me
I'm
go
trying to
back.
get a couple of scores. I haven't got any updates yet on anything
Not many
else.
updates on that one, but
Um,
let's see if we can get an update on that game.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Opal because I told her about the show tonight. She didn't know about the show, and so I kind of informed her that her boy CM was going to have a show tonight. So I want to give her some love tonight. I saw her in the ticket booth.
Oh
So
yeah, big shout out. That's my mom's big shout out. She thought it was on Texas Live. I didn't tell her it was on Texas Live.
okay.
She wasn't going to get on the website. I wasn't trying to confuse her. It was going to be confusing. Like, Mom, you go here, you go here. She's like, you Texas Live? No, I'm only doing basketball. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
it
keep it
simple.
simple.
Well,
I'm gonna keep it
I say I was impressed getting to watch this whole game. I was impressed with Gilmer. They're solid. The Tennyson boy he's efficient. Nothing fancy. He did what he needed to do. He gave the ball to his running backs, and when he needed to throw the ball, he threw it. Now, if they had to come from behind and he has to air it out, that's a different story. But they didn't have to tonight. Chapel Hill or gift wrapped it about 3 or 4 turnovers right to him and gave him short field, and that was really it. I
honest.
know Huddleston came back on the sideline, so he was putting weight on his feet. I don't know what the injury was, but he wasn't limping or anything. He was standing on his feet. I think Deuce looked like more of a concussion injury. I don't know that for sure, but they were both on the sideline, and as Huddleston was walking off right now on the field. So good news for Chapel Hill. It looks like
Looks like I got a.
you got a score?
Just looking at some of the scores here. Looks like China Springs beat Lorena 38-20. I know we don't follow China Springs that much. I like to keep a tab on them though, to see how they doing. All of the teams that are ranked, usually I like to keep a little tab on to see how they doing. But Waco La Vega 34-7 against Tyndall. Oh wait, am I saying that right?
Is it Kennedale?
Kennedale. I was about to say Kennedale. Yeah, 34-7.
Kennedale State ranked. I mean, they were number 10. This is a preseason
Yeah,
poll, so
yeah,
that's
yeah. And
Wait a
a
minute.
big
Waco
matchup.
La Vega just came out there and handled some business. So,
Yeah. Well,
but again, it's week one. Everybody's got a lot of rust, got a lot of dust. They got to knock off. Some people got to go. Some people got to go back to the drawing board. Others just got to make a few minor adjustments. I still think it's a great week one overall. I wish I had picked more. I don't want to say upsets because it's week one, but I wish I'd have picked a little bit differently. That van pick made me look stupid.
Well,
Um,
this may be the weirdest thing that. So somebody's got an opposite score. So somebody has Van
we
28,
got a score change.
Pine Tree 14, and then one has Pine Tree 28, Van 14. So I'm trying to get a confirmation on
hey,
that.
here's an upset one, and this will affect our Timpson Bears in the Northeast Texas area. Shiner, number one in the state, knocked off by Hallettsville, 14-7.
Mm.
So Timpson most likely will move up to the number one spot next week in their poll. So
As they should. As they should. Okay. Palestine is 30 is knotted up 31-31. Nacogdoches there, Marshall,
like
Mount Pleasant. Yeah. So
looks like Bullard and Maybank are in a close one, 28-22. Bullard at the moment. It might be over, honestly. I just may not have an update on it yet, but and then
Yeah,
I'm gonna give a shout out to I want to give a shout out to the Lone Star Gridiron. I got to meet Grant and Terry tonight. Hooked them up with some upgraded seats. Got to talk to them a little bit. Can't wait to have them on our show sometime. They're excited about coming on. They're going to have us on their show as well. So
nice.
So nice guys, and they enjoy some Chapel Hill Poke and Eye barbecue tonight. So
okay.
they got all the Chapel Hill treatment tonight. So just shout out to those guys, and hopefully Chris is watching. Thanks, Chris, for everything you've done for our sports network and our shows.
I'm not gonna tell him he was right. He was right about the Gilmer game. I'm not gonna tell him he was right.
Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna move forward. I ain't even talking about Chapel Hill Gilmer no more. Let's move on to week 2.
I'm trying to get a confirmation. If anybody out there that is watching us right now live on Twitter, please let us know an updated Pine Tree Van game. We've got some conflicting scores. I'm trying to see exactly what is the right score of that game on purpose there. So
I'm seeing if I can locate it too. I've got a
trying to scan through some scores.
Okay, so here's what I've got. I've got Van 28, Pine Tree 14 is what I've got on the Dave Campbell's Texas football app.
Yeah, Dave Campbell Texas football.
So Van is winning.
Van is
that's a final. That's a final.
Okay, all right. So that game
that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that changes things. Yeah,
I don't feel better about that.
Yeah, I'm good now. That belt, that championship belt is getting closer into my reach.
Well, I pick Van.
Now don't go too far now, Vince.
It's getting closer. I'm pushing away from Corey, and I'm coming towards you, Brett.
so just so y'all know, we will talk about our picks and the results of that. We'll have that on our show Wednesday night on the weekly wrap-up show. Guys, I'm going to jump off and let y'all continue on. But appreciate y'all letting me jump on here. They're going to cut the lights at me at the stadium, and we'll catch y'all on Wednesday.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Brett. You take it easy. Drive safe, man.
See ya.
Oh, it's good for Brett dropping in, but yeah, I was worried about that Pine Tree Van game for a second. That kind of, I'm like, this Pine Tree, okay.
Go to another link here to see if I can get some updated scores because I feel like some of these are wrong.
Yeah, I hope
feeling.
I hope these aren't as wrong as we are seeing here, but the Dangerfield Gladewater game, that's fine. I saw that when I seen it on 2 different sites.
But hey, guys out there listening, if you know of a score that we have not come to yet or have gotten wrong, feel free to chat with us, man. Talk to us. Let us know.
I will say this: Henderson and Liberty Idlo is knotted up 2020. And it's knotted up there, so that's a big game to watch out for. I know Vince is not too I know you're not too happy about that one, but this knotted up 2020.
Nope.
Well, I mean, a score is a score. A gig is a gig. A gig is a gig.
A gig is a gig is a gig. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Let's see what we got here. All right. Hawkins. Let's see. Oh, wow. Ken is up over Mineola 34-27 in the fourth quarter. And we got Brownsboro is down 34-21 against the Athens Hornets. That's I won't say crosstown, but town rivals there, pretty sure. Let me go back here just for a moment. I'm still looking for one game for an update. I'm looking for that Lindale game. I don't know. I don't think that went final as of yet. If it did, that's a big. That's
see if I can find it.
Hoffman.
Lindell versus Kaufman, 17-24 loss. Yeah, they lost.
So they lost. Okay. So 24-17.
Yeah, 24-17.
That's a big win for Kaufman. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big win for
Yeah,
Kaufman.
it's a big win.
Big
I
win for
don't have
Kaufman.
any. I wish they showed you a couple of stats or something on here. I don't have
Kaufman
any
with the
stats
dub.
on it.
Gilmer with the
Just a
dub.
score.
Marshall with the dub. Van with the dub. Carthage with the dub. Dangerfield with the dub. Malakoff with the dub.
Mm, don't have anything on. Well, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I see. Man, 28-14. Yep.
So basically, as a rundown here, if you guys have been watching the show, if you guys just not tuning in, if you haven't been keeping up with any of the scores in East Texas, thanks for tuning in to show either way it goes. So Chapel takes a loss tonight, 51-27 against Gilmer.
Mm,
Marshall over Tyler Hyde, 33-22. Van and not Pine Tree. Van 28, Pine Tree 14. I got a little ahead of myself. One side was wrong, the other side was right. Texas high school
mhm.
football. Appreciate that. 28-14. Van over Pine Tree. Carthage all over Kilgore, and they got that win. That was a big matchup. 9-4 is not doing pretty good right now. Like I said, we got to have to talk about Division One, Division Two football because in East Texas, because Carthage, I mean, they're running shop right now. Like I said, it's 12 state championships between Carthage and Gilmer, and it's not that many between
Mhm.
Henderson and I know Linda doesn't have a championship. So we got
Mhm.
to we got to compare some.
But
We got
it's crazy though, man. Like when you think about it, like when you look at those remaining schools you named, everybody's in the hunt.
they are.
Everybody's in the hunt, man.
Then
But
you
yeah, Gilmore,
got
Carthage,
Pleasant
they
Grove in
they at
Division
the
Two.
front of the line.
Yeah,
Um, what is that you said earlier about sitting at the what did you say?
I haven't
Would you
gotten
check?
to that yet. I
Oh, my
haven't
bad. I ain't gonna share it then. I ain't gonna say
Now
it.
that you mentioned it, shout out to Timpson because this is what shout out to Timpson beating Beckville 53-22.
Yeah.
And as we're all grown men here sitting at the dinner table, Terry
Hmm.
Bussey sitting at the dinner table, grown man
Yeah.
game with 300 yards. Son, you were sitting at the adult table. You sitting at the
Yeah.
grown man table today.
What
Absolutely,
I'll say is that people like Carthage and Gilmer, they get the big piece of chicken. Get the big piece of chicken.
right.
Uh, they eat first. So,
They eat
uh,
first. They can order dessert.
yeah,
Order
yeah, they
dessert.
the ones that get the lazy boy. You go to your grandfather, your grandparents' house, and everybody that eat, everybody tired. You go hop in pawpaw chair. And,
Yeah.
boy, get out of my chair.
Yeah, no, you can rest here today. You can sit,
Yeah,
or the better yet, they riding shotgun. They're sitting in the front.
they
They
sitting
don't
in the
have to
front.
call
Yeah,
deals.
they ain't
Uh,
gotta call shotgun.
They got to call shotgun. You get deals. You know
you
what?
you sit in the front.
Right
Yeah,
now, right now, for a Division Two in East Texas, you sitting in the front right now.
you sit in the
I
front.
give you
Yeah,
that. Y'all came
I
in and
give you
laid
that.
the wood on 9-4A and Division One, and they got some work to do. But
Mhm.
like I said, this we don't have to
But
play
man,
them.
when the playoffs get here,
It's a
it's
big game.
anybody's game.
It's
It's
playoff
anybody's
mode.
game.
Those
Yeah.
guys know it's playoff mode once the season
Oh yeah.
starts.
Once the
Every
season
game,
start, yeah, they in playoff mode.
every
You
game's a
know.
game. Shout out to Palestine and Nacogdoches is neck and neck as well, 31-31. That's a big game for both teams. Palestine, as we know, that is pretty good. Um,
Hmm.
and then, of course, Nacogdoches is coming up as well. But the Timpson game, we're all right about Timpson. They are legit. Timpson's very good. Gladewater and Dangerfield. Dangerfield 14, Gladewater 13. And we were right about the Dangerfield game. We were wrong about the West Russ Malakoff game.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Malakoff is. I knew Malakoff was good. I was just going for another East Texas school right down the street. I was going for West Russ, but they did not. They did not sure up the win. So West Russ is down 21-7, and Malakoff's get that win tonight. Lindell obviously was beat by Kaufman, so Kaufman gets that win. That is an upset. Lindell was ranked in the state this year. Not Malakoff, but Kaufman comes in and gets that win. Lindell actually goes to Kaufman, and Kaufman gets that win. Who else? I'm still waiting on that Henderson and Liberty Islo game. and of course Lufkin beats
If
Legacy.
I could get that one.
I wouldn't definitely call it an upset
Yeah,
or a
Lufkin beat
beatdown, but
Legacy. I didn't see that coming.
Lufkin they needed that win today. There was a toss up game, but Lufkin's pedigree wasn't gonna stop him. Nah, I know that much. Lufkin's pedigree wasn't gonna stop him. Some other games,
It
Longview got
might.
to win. Longview goes to McKinley. McKinney got to win, and then DeSoto. You see the DeSoto game they played. Uh, they went Oregon.
I got a score right here from the Liberty Allo Henderson game of 26-22. Liberty Allo.
Mm,
Uh, it does not say a final though. It doesn't say that
okay,
it's a final score, so
okay,
that may change.
okay. We'll definitely live
Mm,
with that.
yeah, doesn't say it's final.
Okay, all right, it's good to go there. All right, we got that. Marshall Tyler. Okay. Whew. Allen got beat by St. John's Bosco, 52-14. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm. Well, you can't. Well, yeah, yeah. Can you win some, you lose some.
very true. Very true.
Que sera, sera, as they will say. Yeah, I'm looking at it here in advance, like 21-7. Yeah, I do apologize if you guys are watching for band. I do apologize. There was one app that did not give out the correct score. But shout out to Van for taking care of business over Pine Tree. So shout out to you guys as well. Um, that is that's all I got here. Longview McKinley Void, they were up 21-10 at half. Looked like they would end up pulling that out as well. So man, that's a big one. That's a big some big wins in East Texas thus far. Week one. So as we wrap up the show here, week one. Um,
What you
you know,
got?
as we talk about it before, man, it's just week one. Nothing's really warmed up yet. You got a lot of young teams. Like I said, we're all Chapel Hill guys. Chapel Hill's a pretty young team, and I know they're not as experienced as Gilmer was. I know Gilmer's got, but it's a pedigree. Those guys have been there before. I said it
Hmm.
before. I said it again. Act like you've been there before.
Yeah,
They're used to big football games, and these younger guys are coming in. They have to know how to win They have to read the room and know exactly the element of what they're playing in.
you
And
know,
and some of those guys weren't ready. It's okay. I mean, hey, I think
here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna say that it wasn't ready, right? Here's what I'm gonna chalk it up to. Um, when you come to work, uh, we're like that new guy that gets hired, and everybody, the boss has been bragging, hey, I hired this new guy. He's supposed to be the man. He gonna come in here and do some things. Well, you got some guys that's been there, that's done it already, and they say, oh well, I'm gonna test him. You know, I'm gonna see what he know. And when it comes to Chapel Hill, we're that new guy. We young, we look the part. We look like we got it, and and for all intents purposes, we do. But again, everybody who's been here already is looking at us like, okay, well, I'm gonna test you. And ultimately, I feel like that was just one of the first tests. Now, again, when by the time we get to district, you're gonna have to see Lindale, and Lindale gonna come for you too. Even though they didn't really have a good outcome tonight, that don't mean nothing whenever they play Chapel Hill. You know, um,
yeah, I didn't think so either.
yeah,
As I like you said it before, I marked it on the schedule. Game one, it's always game one, game five, and then game right at the end. One of those are the game. That's how you count. That's how I look at the season, especially football. How did you play in game one? That's of course. I don't really. As me, if I was coaching, if I was in the locker room coaching a team,
hmm
I'd be more. I'd look for certain things. Obviously the state ranking. I'd almost hate to be state ranked every year. Like there
yeah,
comes a lot of pressure. Okay,
it does,
but
it
I tell
does.
my team, I look for certain things in the first game.
Hmm.
What do we do good? What do we do
Yeah.
bad? Okay, let's focus on the good. Let's focus on the good, or let's hit on the good, but let's not dwell on anything bad. Let's progressively get better.
Hmm.
I'm not worried about. It's just week one.
Just it is just week one.
You know?
Real quick. And I don't want to stay on Chapel Hill themselves, but between
Right.
if you had to grade Chapel Hill's performance and you had to grade Gilman's performance tonight, how would you do it? Like what? Like
I would
if
give them
like A B C D. You know what would you
fair,
give them?
a fair assessment. A fair assessment. I think Chapel Hill got a C plus. I think Gilmer got a B minus. And the reason why I give them a B minus is because they Chapel Hill gave them good field position.
Hmm.
So and you took advantage of a lot of good field. I didn't get a chance to see you in the game with the immediate drive because the first drive they had they didn't score in a drive.
Hmm.
Chapel Hill got the ball and they drove it down, and then immediately the kickoff after that is 7-7. I'm like, it could go either way from this point.
Hmm.
So I gave them a B minus because I didn't see a whole lot. They didn't have to do much.
Hmm.
You were playing with good field position. The meat of the game was already done the first half.
Yeah.
The meat of the game was already done the first half. They only scored 17 points the end of the game. That was
Hmm.
it. And so they didn't have to do much else. But the turnovers, to me, the turnovers from Chapel Hill plagued them. It's the bad plays. And it's stuff that can be corrected. I thought Gilman's game plan was sound. I thought Chapel's game plan was sound. A lot of injuries, a lot of
Hmm.
mistakes. But like I said, this is a matchup you would like to see. I wish it was like a basketball game. You could play a warm up game,
And
and we
you get
play
to
each
play them
other like
again.
play each other again. It doesn't
Yeah.
count for anything but a record. But you
Yeah.
definitely want to play. I would like to see these teams play like in week 11
Okay.
and just play a game.
Now I know
I
we didn't get a chance to see much of the
51-27, like
Kilgore.
28-27, something like that.
I know we didn't get to see much of the Kilgore and Carthage game, but if you had to rate them, what would you rate them?
Um, just by the score itself, man, Carthage is just a different animal. Carthage is,
Carthage is always an A. They always an A, huh?
I mean,
Always.
they just it's Carthage. After a while, you can just kind of say it's Carthage. It's
You
Gilmer.
know, I've been saying that about them for a long time. I've been saying that about
But
Carthage
it's
for a long
true.
time. Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
two different three peats.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's tough.
Um,
Oh man,
I would
that's
say Carthage a A, Kilgore.
nobody's gonna get an A week one. Nobody's getting an A week one. It's week one. Okay,
It is.
nobody's
But
getting an A
man,
week.
when if you
If you can
you
be
came
somebody.
out and you dropped 45 on Kilgore like that in week one, I feel like I could give you A minus at least,
I give him a B
or B plus. We'll say B
plus.
plus. Okay,
B plus.
B plus.
Nobody's getting. It's like scoring a 99. Like no, 97. Anybody getting a
Uh,
97. Right? You made some mistakes. You mistakes.
yeah,
Kilgore's not the
yeah.
best team
That,
this entire season.
and then Chapel Hill wise, I would say I would give Gilmer a B, maybe a B plus. That first half, they showed more. I don't know. It's weird because if you go by halves, you do see Gilmer go up early, but a lot of that is turnovers. So their defense was playing on point, which is good, which is why I want to rate them so high. Offensively, you didn't see a whole lot that impressed you, but I will say they tailback is a monster. He seemed
Well,
to get some yardage when they need it, and
and you said about it being impressed. It wasn't to me about an impress. Both teams are really good. If you look, both
mhm.
teams are really good. Gilmer had a great game plan, and I want to preface by saying this: you got a sophomore quarterback, Chapel
Yeah.
Hill,
Oh, he got room to grow. He
that's
got room
just,
to grow.
just trying to
Yeah.
learn how to play quarterback.
And you got to remember something. He didn't start as a quarterback. He didn't
No,
start out as a quarterback. He was a receiver. So he's converted over to quarterback. So there's going to be some growing pains there. I would
absolutely.
say, that second half, Chapel Hill put up more of a fight. I could give them like a C plus, almost a B minus in that second half. Um, yeah, and honestly, I was more impressed by both defenses than anything. Um,
Yeah,
First of all, Gilmer's ability on defense to track the ball whenever Brisbane was throwing, and then you look at Chapel Hill's defense, man. Listen, there was a lot of people putting hats on people out there.
it was a
There was a
big,
lot of pops out there.
it's a big
They
time.
flow to the ball. They flow
Okay,
to the ball, and I love that. I love that about Chapel Hill. So,
it was a big
uh,
time football.
Great week one. Great week one. I ain't trying to hold nobody. Great week one. Um, we talking football. It's week one. I'm
Right,
excited.
right, right.
I ain't gonna go to sleep after this. I'm gonna have to play some Madden or something. I don't know.
Right, right, right.
But
Well, listen, everybody. Listen. We love everything. We love you guys for tuning in tonight. It was great seeing you guys listen. And this is going to be a weekly thing. Vince may not be here, but this is the first show, so hopefully we can kind of get some build some steam going. Guarantee we'll be a lot more organized next time. Some technical difficulties happened in the beginning, but it's okay. But hey, but once again, it's an interactive show. You guys want to tune in? Please tune in. I'll have it more up on Twitter next time. I promise you. Please tune in, give us some scores, give us some feedback or whatnot. It's your boy CM, man. We signing off.
peace.